The suspended governor of Rivers State, Simi Fubara, is suffering from Stockholm Syndrome. Let me say it again. The suspended governor of Rivers State, Simi Fubara, is suffering from Stockholm Syndrome, or you can say that he is down with Stockholm Syndrome. Now, what is Stockholm Syndrome? Stockholm Syndrome is a psychological response in which a hostage or abuse victim develops positive feelings, empathy, or loyalty towards their captor or abuser, sometimes to the point of defending them. This paradoxical emotional bond occurs even when the victim is threatened, abused, or mistreated. It is based on this understanding of what Stockholm Syndrome is, this psychological state called Stockholm Syndrome, based on this understanding that Simi Fubara's call on the people of Rivers State to thank Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for suspending him, for suspending the State House of Assembly, for declaring state of emergency in Rivers State, and appointed a sole administrator in his place for 6 months. That is a classic case of somebody who is suffering from Stockholm Syndrome. Only somebody suffering from Stockholm Syndrome will thank his oppressors for oppressing him. We see all this. Have you noticed that there are some, when Hamas release some Israeli hostages, you see some of the Israeli hostages even thanking Hamas, saying that Hamas, they are humane, they are nice people, they are not bad as you think, oh, they are good, oh, they are good people. That is what you get, and that is exactly my interpretation of Simi Fubara calling on his supporters and the Rivers people and Nigerians, including yours truly, that we should thank President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his swift intervention to salvage the state from descending into anarchy by declaring state of emergency. That is a classic case of Stockholm Syndrome. When you have been subjected to this psychological position where you are even defending your oppression, you are defending them, you are justifying what they did. What they did to him has been described as an illegality by the largest law body in Nigeria, Nigerian Bar Association. The Nigerian Bar Association was said, and Fubara cannot know more than the Nigerian Bar Association. The Nigerian Bar Association said that the declaration of the state of emergency in Rivers State was an illegality, that Rivers State does not even meet the condition for a state of emergency. They compared Rivers State with the declaration of state of emergency in 2004 in Plateau State. In 2004 in Plateau State, before Obasanjo declared state of emergency and suspended the governor, over 30,000 people had been killed. Muslims and Christians were slaughtering themselves on the streets of Plateau State. You can understand that kind of intervention. There was nothing like that happening in Rivers State. The people of Rivers State were moving around, going about their normal businesses. Of course, there were political challenges that have been addressed by the Supreme Court, which had already ordered Simi Fubara to do some things, and he has started doing it. He suspended the local government chairman. He started preparation for the next local government election. He prepared the budget. He was following the Supreme Court ruling. and boom, they removed him and suspended him, suspended all his federal institutions, which was an illegality that the Nigerian Bar Association pointed out. Even the appointment of the sole administrator, he said it was an alien to the constitution. It was an illegality. But look at Fubara said they should thank President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In other words, he did not only throw the people, the NBA and all Nigerians that were on his side under the bus, he also threw the PDP. The PDP Governors Forum, they are in court challenging his removal from office. Here he is on a supposed occasion to mark his 2 years in office if he was talking about that the president should be thanked for removing him from office. He did not only say that his supporters should thank the president. He said reverse people, and then he included all of us, all Nigerians should support Tinubu in something that majority of Nigerians are still upset with, because it was an aberration that a democratically elected governor and his deputy and the State of Assembly was suspended for no just cause as far as Nigerian Bar Association is concerned. But look at Fubara justifying it. He was even telling them that if not for the president's intervention, he may not even have been able to return to office. That's not true. That's not true. They wanted to impeach you. They wanted to impeach Fubara. But they couldn't impeach Fubara. But he's now thanking them, he regurgitating that lie that was told by both Yesu Wike and the Attorney General of the Federation, Fawemi San, that if not that the state of emergency saved Fubara from being impeached. It's not true. That's not true. When they said it initially, I challenged it. I did a video to show that it's not true. And I'm repeating it here. It's not true. The truth of the matter is that they wanted to impeach Fubara. But because they cannot impeach Fubara without the support of the Attorney General, of the Chief Judge of the state, the Chief Judge of the state, Simon Amadi. Simon Amadi was not on the side of Yesu Wike and the lawmakers. They would have impeached him. That is true. Simon Amadi was the stumbling block that they faced. Yesu Wike and the lawmakers that want to impeach Fubara. Remember, it was Martins Amehune led State House of Assembly when they had gotten clearance from the Supreme Court that they did not defect, that they are still a bona fide State Assembly. They began to stonewall. They started dodging Fubara from having access to them to present the budget. The same budget that the Supreme Court said, go and represent the budget. He was running around looking for them, and they were dodging him, playing him. And then one of the things they did was, they wrote a petition. The Rivers State House of Assembly, you can go and Google it. The Rivers State House of Assembly wrote a petition to the DSS, Department of State Services, that they should investigate the state's chief judge, Justice Simon Amadi, of age falsification. It was when they did this that the NBA and others reminded them that if you have allegation of age falsification against Simon Amadi, you have to take it, or Simeon Amadi. That's actually Simeon Amadi. Not Simon, it's Simeon Amadi. That if you have allegation against him of age falsification, that is not where to go. You have to take the matter to the NJC. You have to take the matter to the NJC. So within the period of whether to take it to the NJC or what, or not, that period, they couldn't impeach Fubara. Because for you to impeach Fubara, even though the State House of Assembly led by Amebule, they had overwhelming two-thirds majority to impeach the governor, and they have already served him notice. To show that they don't have good intention, they serve notice to Fubara and they serve to his deputy. Now, if you are accusing Fubara of something, what is the business of the deputy? But you serve all of them notice. But the truth of the matter is that even after serving them notice, they know that they can't impeach Fubara without the state chief judge on their side. Because after the petition against the governor had been made, if you submit the impeachment offense of the governor, it is the state chief judge that will set up a panel, and this state chief judge will appoint people into that panel to look into the allegation raised by the State House of Assembly. And they know that they were going to meet a brick wall in Simeon Amadi. Because they knew they were going to meet a brick wall in Simeon Amadi, the next thing they did was trying to see how they can push him out. But time was not on their side. So the next thing is that they got help from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, using his executive powers, which the Nigerian Bar Association has described as an abuse of power, declared a state of emergency in River State. So there is no truth in that claim that Tinubu's declaration of state of emergency saved Fubara from being impeached. What would have saved him if it is that they have already removed the state chief judge? Are you getting it? The only stumbling block they were having at the time, the state chief judge, Simeon Amadi. If they had cleared him, he would have. I can then begin to understand that Tinubu saved you, because Simeon Amadi is already on the side of Tinubu. That's if his son has changed his mind and became part of the Wike camp. But the man was standing on the law, and he was insisting that it's not gonna shift ground. Out of frustration, they declared state of emergency. That's my interpretation of what happened. But Fubara is now regurgitating what Wike had been saying. And now, like what happens when Hamas want to release some people they are holding hostage, they will come out before they are released to sing praises of Hamas. That's exactly, and that is called Stockholm Syndrome. And that is what is playing out. And we need to sympathize with the Simi Fubara that he has been psychologically reduced to the level where he is now suffering from Stockholm Syndrome. He's already telling his supporters that they should forgive him and all that. In fact, he was even almost confessing that if not for his organ, it's like Yesu also gave clearance for him to address that simplified or simplicity group that had been drawn in support for him. It's like he got also clearance to be able to talk to them. You know, that's the kind of thing you get when someone has been held hostage, but this time being held politically hostage by vested interest. That's my interpretation of Simi Fubara coming out to praise those who suspended him, that they should thank them. To me, that is a classic case of somebody who is suffering from Stockholm Syndrome. I don't know what to think about Simi Fubara's call on Nigerians. He didn't even restrict it to those in Rivers. It's all Nigerians. Those of us who have been calling for good governance, who have been calling out the government based on the statement from Nigerian Bar Association and other legal minds, including Professor Ngozi, that what was done in River State was an illegality, that we should be thanking President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for saving him, for saving River State. What do you think? What do you consider that kind of attitude to be? Whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you.